Hello artificers, and welcome back to the Create mod. As you can see, we got some new stuff to talk about. Create recently had its update 6, the post-production update, which has a lot of new stuff, so we're going to do a quick overview of it in this video. After you artificers are done making all your cool stuff, what do you do with it? Well, that's what this update is going to help us out with, because it's called post-production. It deals with the shopping and shipping of goods after they've been made. For instance, let's take a look at some of the store infrastructure. If I walk in here, my Ocelot friend is running a store for me. As you can see on these cloth tables over here, there's some things I could buy. And if I right-click, I create a shopping list with what I'm trying to buy. So I'm currently buying 10 copper ingots, and how about 4 gold ingots? As you can see, my shopping list says that costs 3 diamonds. So I have some diamonds in my inventory, and if I right-click the shopping list, it's going to deliver my goods to me in a cute little cardboard box. So I can shift right-click and open the box and get my goods. Let's have another look at what happened. As you can see, these cardboard boxes came out of these machines, went into this one, and went into the store. These machines here are packagers. When supplied with a redstone current, or using this fancy device, which we'll get into in a little bit, it will take some items out of the storage it's connected to, put them in a cardboard box, and then you can ship them around. And then what I did is I put all the boxes into another inventory, used another packager to package them into one box, and then delivered it into the store. So my Ocelot friend here is running a store. And as the shopkeeper, the diamonds are stored inside this block here, the stock ticker. So my Ocelot friend here also has another attribute. If I right-click on him, he is also a stock keeper. I can request certain things from him, and he will send a request out to my stock. But if there's a lot of items in here, we might want to organize them. We can do that using our stock ticker by making a category. If I first put iron in a filter, I can make a category and call it ferromagnetic. And then I can put the copper and gold in another category. We'll call it extremely conductive. Now if I go back to my shopkeep, we have 2 categories to organize our stock. We can also tell my shopkeep to give a specific label to it. We'll get onto this in a second. Also, just for fun, they added this bell, which you can right-click, and it outputs a redstone current. Now let's look over here. This is a whole lot of stuff. There's multiple things interacting together. The first thing is, we have some chain conveyors. These can connect to each other using chains, and can distribute rotational energy across a pretty significant distance. They also have 2 other functions, one which we'll get to in a second, and the other, you can ride on them using your wrench. And it has a pretty great animation too. Next up, we have some Frogports. These are great, because what they can do is interact with our chains up here. As you can see, to place one down, I need to right-click a chain, and then right-click nearby to put down a Frogport. What will happen is whenever these Frogports have a package, they will either put it onto the chain, or take it off. I can demonstrate that here. As you can see, a package is coming by, and my Frogport picked it up. What the package then does is it comes into this hopper and goes into this packager, and these can also unpackage things. So it unpackages it and puts it in the chest. Now, unpackaging it didn't require any redstone power. It just did it automatically. And I can also use a Frogport to put something onto the chain. But it has to be a package. So what I'm going to do is package up the items in this chest here by applying a redstone signal. So it packages it and puts it onto the chain. And there it goes. With our packages, logistics networks can also become pretty complex. So we can also give addresses. If you put a sign onto a packager, any packages made with it will have that as the address. This address is very important because our frogs here will only pull things off the chain if the address on the box matches the address of our Frogport. and you can put in a star to leave it as a wildcard, meaning it will accept anything. So this guy has the address of storage, which is all the way over here. You can see my storage Frogport was able to catch it, and it put it into a packager that unpackaged it and put it in my storage vault. Now there's another piece of this puzzle. We have another cat friend here. He is continuing to interact with another stock ticker. This stock ticker is linked to this stock link. And you can link them by having a stock link in your hand and right-clicking a stock ticker and then placing it down. This stock link is basically giving my cat friend here information on what's inside that storage unit, which can be a chest, it could be a barrel, it could be, as you can see, the item vault. And now my cat is able to see what's in the vault. Whenever I hit send here, he's placing an order, essentially, using this stock ticker, because it's connected to a packager. I'm giving it the name Access, because that's the name of my Frogport here. If I want to order 64 emeralds, I click on it, I give it the destination of address, which is this Frogport here, and I click send. It will automatically queue up a package and put it on the chain to bring it over. Ta-da! So all these parts work in conjunction with one another. In order to request an item from the storage, package it up, put it on the chain, move it over to where it needs to be, take it off the train, take it out of the box, and put it in a chest. There's two other small things here that are also incredibly useful. This guy is the item hatch. If you have a bunch of stuff in your inventory, you can sneak and right-click, and it will deposit everything except your hotbar. Or you can just right-click with an item, and it will deposit it. This device here is the factory gauge. You, once again, tie this to a stock link by right-clicking on it, and then you put it on a packager. This packager will manage the level of item you specify with it in the chest. So that way you can keep a minimum amount of items in the chest. For example, if I get rid of all my diamonds in the chest, there's now not enough diamonds, so it's going to queue up some diamonds to come over. Ta-da! We're back at 5, so you can maintain a minimum level of stock in your chest. But there's a big question. These packagers, they're so useful, but they require cardboard. How do we make this? Cardboard is made by mixing water and saplings together in a basin. This will produce pulp. Once you have pulp, you just press it, and then you have cardboard. You can then either compact it or put it in a 2x2 to make a block of cardboard. This cardboard can also make some gear, like the cardboard armor. And the cardboard sword. Now, luckily, the cardboard armor doesn't get mushy when you're in water, although I couldn't imagine that it is very comfortable to wear. But while wearing a full set of cardboard armor, if you press shift, you go into stealth mode, where you look like a cardboard box. And if we look at the cardboard sword, it says it has attack damage, but that's actually a lie. All it does is knock things around, which is very fun to play with. There's one last set of things I want to show you, and that's mail. So we now have this box here, the Postbox. As you can see, since it has a tag, it interacts with the same address system that the Frogports do. But the Postboxes interact with trains. So to place a Postbox, you right-click next to a station to place it down. You can also give it an address, and whenever it receives a package of an address that is different from its own, it will go into the train inventory. And then if your train has the train schedule option of deliver package, it will, on its own, figure out where it needs to go to deliver the package, as long as your train can get there, of course. So let's see this in action. Along my train network, I have 2 addresses. I have 380 Enderway and 1 Dirt Block Lane. So I went and got some packages. One that's addressed to 1 Dirt Block Lane that has 6 emeralds, and one that has 64 iron sheets that's going to 380 Enderway. If I put these both in the train, it's going to depart on its own. It's going to go to the station with the appropriate addressed box, put the package in, and then raise the little flag. And then, because I have it queued up to return to its home station first, it's going to return back to the store. Get the other piece of mail. And wait a few seconds, as per my instruction. And then move to deliver the other one. Once again, you'll know there's packages when the flag flips up. If you give your train a package with an address that is not somewhere along the network, like hi, and put it in there, the train will give you a notification saying it can't find that location. As you can see, a package in a cargo has no post box that matches its address. If a Frogport puts a package on your chain network that doesn't have a corresponding Frogport address as well, it will just sit here and spin on one of the chain conveyor nodes until one appears, or you right-click it to grab it. Alright, thank you for watching this brief overview of the new Create update. This isn't quite everything that was added in the new update, and there's a whole lot of intricacies on how it all works, as with anything in Create. I'll do my best to answer questions. If a more specific tutorial has interest, make sure to let me know. I'll see if I can get around to making it. But I hope you artificers have a great time packaging and shipping your goods to whoever needs them. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.